morning and welcome to day 4 at Alexandra Palace for the Paddy Power World Darts Championship. We're into Sunday now at the Palace, and after a breathless Saturday evening where we saw Luke Humphrey start his charge and the evergreen Paul Lim take wins, we move on with an afternoon session and evening session yet again here, and I'm going to run you through the afternoon's matches. So we start off with former European champion Richie Edhouse. He's up against Johnny Tatter of New Zealand. Richie has been, by his own admissions, poor this season, which culminated in him missing the defence of his title in Germany, and he'll want to make a statement against Johnny Tatter, who has been really good and solid down under in tournaments in Australia and New Zealand, and he did reach the semi-finals of the recent ANZ Premier League, so he will be dangerous, but I do fancy Edhouse to get the job done in that one. That match is then followed by two debutants, as Dom Taylor, who has been very strong and produced some astronomical averages on the floor. He's up against Sweden's World Cup participant Oskar Lakaziak. It should be all about Dom Taylor scoring in this one, because when he's on, but does his floor form transfer to the stage? I think it will, and it'll be enough for him to get the win over Lakaziak in that one. Third match on, Richard Veenstra. He's another one who's got a very strong game when it gets going, especially on stage, and he should be too strong for the challenge of India's Nitin Kumar, who's making his 5th appearance at Ali Pally. Veenstra should be too strong in that one, and I think he'll come through in straight sets. And that sets up the main event of the afternoon, and a really intriguing tie. Hard to call between Joe Cullen and Bradley Brooks. Bradley Brooks actually goes off favourite against the more experienced Cullen. Brooks has had a real breakout year, especially on the floor, where he's picked up a title. Joe Cullen has picked up a title himself, but by his own admission, his big stage form has been a real concern this year, and it'll be a real tough one to call, but I do think Cullen's experience is going to get him through in this one, and I fancy him to reach round 2. Action starts here as usual in the afternoon at 12:30 UK time, and we'll be covering it all across our socials, but you can watch on Sky Sports in the UK. Congratulations, Johnny. When the draw came out and you were paired with Richie, I know he won the European Championship last year, but this year he's had a bit of a dip in form. Did that come into your thinking that, putting him under pressure could really pay dividends for you?
To be honest, I haven't really looked at his form this year. I knew he'd won a major last year. I wasn't sure which one it was. I just thought, give it my best and just see what happens. Obviously, he's a seeded player. He's a professional. I just wanted to give it my best, and yeah, if I went down, I wanted to go down fighting, basically. So.
And you've really come on leaps and bounds this year, haven't you, with the DPNZ and the 9 Data and the semi-finals of the ANZ Premier League? What do you put that down to?
Probably just, I'm not sure, just really wanted to try my best this year. Last year I didn't have a great year, so coming into this year I just wanted to push as hard as I could and try and take every opportunity. And yeah, the 9 Data was great in the DPNZ, so yeah, it was a big confidence boost for me. And just how good can Oceanic Darts become, and what's needed for it to take that next step? We've got great players over in New Zealand and Australia, so like this ANZ Premier League that's been brought out this year, I think that's a good thing for us. So yeah, we have some really great players. Thanks, Johnny. Congratulations, Dom. As debuts go, was that bit of a dream one for you with those 3-ton plus finishes? And you were really G'd up, weren't you? You were feeding off the crowd and...
Man, I didn't even realise it was 3-ton plus finishes, to be honest with you. I just was throwing the darts and whatever come at me, come at me.
And 2025, as it's been said, has been a solid year for you, 2 semi-finals on the floor. What's it about going forward now? Because your Euro Tour qualification has suffered a bit this season, hasn't it? So is that an aim to get back on to those types of stages?
Yeah, massively. Euro Tour let me down this year with not qualifying. I could have pushed into the top 64 if I had qualified for a couple. But it's the game of darts. You just got to take every game as it comes and don't put yourself under too much pressure and go with the flow.
And Johnny Clayton or Adam Lipscomb in the second round, do any of those hold any fears for you? Do you fear nobody?
I've had a couple good games with Johnny. I don't think I've ever, like, in big competition played Adam Lipscomb, but they're playing me, I'm not playing them.
Congratulations.
Great performance anyway, well done.
Thank you, mate.
Congratulations, Joe. Was it important to put Bradley under pressure as early as you could in that game? To obviously, because he's never won here on that stage, and you have all that experience. Was it important to get into him early?
Yeah, 100%. That's what I thought to myself before the game even started. I knew, like I said, Bradley's played some fantastic darts this year, and I think he'll be disappointed with today, but he'll look back on it as a whole and think, I've had a solid year there. I think it was his best year today. But yeah, I knew if you give him any encouragement and gets a bit confident, that he would have pushed on. Excuse me. But the second set, I just thought to myself, go out and just batter him in the second set because it was my darts, and that's what I did. It's a long way back from 2-0, and no matter who you are and how well you're playing or how well your opponent's playing, it's a long way back from 2-0.
And was that performance pleasing overall with the average? What you did on the doubles, was that what more you expect from yourself than you have been provided on the big stage this year in general?
Yeah, but it's amazing what a bit of practice does. It's literally, the irony is glaring. I've put the work in up leading up to this, knowing that I won a big Worlds. But yeah, I'm such an enigma to myself. Like I say, I'm where I am now is because of me, but I'm not where I should be if I put as much work as everyone else in. But that's down to me. The book stops with me.
And is that just the performance you need confidence-wise in this tournament to help you go all the way and realise the potential that you expect of yourself?
Yeah, the performance is so pleasing, but I would have took a 78 average, absolute scabbing it on doubles. I don't care. A win on that stage. It took me a good few years to win on that stage, so win by any means. That was my mindset going into it. So to win and play well is even more pleasing, but any performance, as long as I come out the right end of it, is pleasing.
Well done, Joe.
Nice one, mate. Cheers.
Hi all, Paul again here for Darts World, and I'll be taking you through tonight's evening session on day 4 at the Paddy Power World Darts Championship. We've already had an afternoon session here where we've seen whitewash wins for Johnny Tata and Dom Taylor, and then we saw an amazing performance from Nitin Kumar, which ensured he was the first Indian player to win a game at PALLY. And we rounded the session off with a whitewash win, an impressive one for Joe Cullen against Bradley Brooks. So on to the evening session, and we start off with a bit of a cultural clash, an intercontinental clash between Germany's Lucas Wenig and Holland's Wesley Pleisier. Pleisier, obviously very prolific on the WDF circuit in the past, hasn't really truly shown his best form with the PDC yet. And Wenig is fresh off a quarter-final appearance at the Grand Slam where he did really well, played really well, beat some good names. I mean, he'll be up for this tonight. I think he might just nick this one, to be honest. Second match on the stage, we see a player who is no stranger to PDC majors in Dimitri van den Berg, but he has been on the slide alarmingly this season, and he takes on an in-form and up-and-coming Darren Beveridge of Scotland. If it goes to form, I think Beveridge could cause an upset and take the win in that one. Third match on is the highest seed of the evening, and that's Stephen Bunting, who will bring an army of fans with him to PALLY. He starts off against the dangerous Pole Sebastian Białecki, who has tasted victory on the Pro Tour this year and won't be afraid of the bullet here in North London. Still think Bunting still has that edge and experience, and he should be able to negotiate that tricky test there. And we round off the night with Stowe Bunce, the colourful American. He's up against England's hillbilly James Horrell. That should be an interesting one. Horrell has played himself into good recent form, had a good run at the Players' Championship finals. Bunce has a good game in him, but we haven't seen it really on these shores since the Grand Slam run that he had a couple of years ago. So I expect Horrell to possibly edge that one. But as always, 7 o'clock start, Sky Sports in the UK televised wise, and we'll be covering everything across our socials as usual. Congratulations, Darren. How pleased were you with your performance overall, and what did you make of your experience on the stage? Because we saw you dancing in between, intervals and things like that.
No, I felt really comfortable with it, to be honest. Didn't feel too. It's noisy, I'll be honest. The crowd are very loud, but I didn't really think it affected my game in any way. I knew I was playing well, I was scoring well, and if my doubles went in, I knew I had a chance. And
you sit at a table at Pro Tours with the likes of Gary Anderson, Cameron Menzies, Ian White. How influential are they to your career, and how much have they been a help in your recent form?
Massively. You talk to Whitey and stuff, and he goes over what he's done in his career and how he's got there. You talk to Gary. Gary sits at a table all day, doesn't practice, and somehow gets up and wins Pro Tour. So you can't really look at Gary for practice advice, because he doesn't do it. But just asking like wee pointers and stuff on how do you deal with these situations and stuff definitely helps. And
Madar's Razma next for you.
Yeah.
How do you rate your chances in that, and what are your thoughts on him?
Like I say, his last game wasn't great, but I know Madar's is a lot better than that, so I'm not going to look into that too much. Like I say, if I go up and play well, I know I've got a chance. If Madar's plays well, we'll see what happens.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Stephen, well done today.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Stephen. A word for your opponent as well. How surprised were you with his comeback, and just how good can he be?
Yeah, not really surprised. I know how good he can be. He's won a Pro Tour. He's a dangerous player. He doesn't give very much away when he's up on that stage. And like I said, 2-0 up, felt confident, felt like I was cruising. And then for whatever reason, maybe took me foot off the gas for 2 seconds, and he took massive advantage of that. And yeah, he was unlucky in the end. I'm a bit lucky to get through that game, but so happy to be able to do that.
And how do you assess your 2025 overall?
Yeah, I think, listen, I'm up to well number 4. If I'm upset with that, then there's something wrong. I think I've had a great season. There's been a lot of titles that I've won that have not been ranked as well, and yeah, people are talking about people coming up behind me and overtaking me. I'm not looking behind, I'm looking ahead. I want to be well number 3, well number 2, well number 1. So I know the hard work starts now, and I know that I've got the capabilities to push myself up that ladder. I know I'm one of the best players in the world, and yeah, I'm going to show people that I am.
And with this tournament being the longest of them all, how important is it to you to manage your time, in between games and preparation, and how you're preparing for these games?
You know more than anything. You're away with me more than anything. The exhibitions are important. It's important to give back to the fans, but it's also important to play World Series, Premier League, all the tournaments I can. I know certain players have said they're not playing Pro Tour or they're not playing European. For me, it's important to keep me ranking up. Like I said, I'm chasing 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to play as many tournaments as I can. And yeah, hopefully I can push myself up that ranking ladder. Thank you.
Stephen, congratulations.
Well done, James. That looked a bit of a spicy affair at times there. Was it more you geeing yourself up and frustrated with your own performance in parts than their animosity with Stowe?
Yeah, I had no problem with Stowe. It was just my game. It was just tiring. I made it hard work for myself. Kept losing my throw, but yeah, all good in the end.
And it seemed like double 10 helped you out quite a bit in that game. Was it a nice friend to have?
Usually double top's my favourite, and I hate double 10, but yeah, it come to me in the end, yeah.
And what do you put your good recent form down to? Because the back end of the season has been one of your strongest in a fair few seasons, hasn't it?
Headspace, going out for long walks, fitness, and practice. I put a lot more practice in. I practiced with Luke Woodhouse a few good times before this, so yeah.
And is it difficult playing last match on an evening session with so much of the day gone?
Yeah, I didn't know what to do myself early on today, so yeah. The missus sorted it out, we chilled out, and yeah, it was all good.
And what does success look like for you in this tournament?
Sky high. I've beat them all before. They beat them all. I can win it, but it's going to be hard work, obviously, but yeah, all good.
Congratulations.